Sorry guys, so check this out. Conor McGregor, UFC fighter, is held liable for sexual assault in Ireland. The mixed martial arts fighter known as Notorious was ordered to pay the equivalent of about 260,000 to a woman who said he raped her in 2018. What? What the heck is going on? Okay, let's just hear what the news said about this. Oh my god, I'm shocked.
James Lawrence did not assault her. 35-year-old Nikita Hand had sued Mr McGregor and Mr Lawrence for damages, claiming they raped her in the Beacon Hotel in Sandyford in December 2018.
That's her.
I would like to start off by saying I'm overwhelmed and touched by the support I have received from everybody. First, I want to thank the Coleman legal team and my three barristers, John Gordon, Ray Boland and Sean. They have been amazing from start to finish. I want to thank Mr Justice Alexander Owens, the jury, all the witnesses. I want to thank the doctors, nurses and everyone at the Sexual Assault Treatment Unit in the Rotunda Hospital for looking after me, especially my own Dr Frank Clark. I want to thank the Rape Crisis Centre, especially Cleena, who has been by my side throughout this entire period. I want to thank all the guards and the ambulance crew. I want to thank all the women and men out there who have supported me throughout this trial. For every person who reached out to me, a card, a letter, email, everything, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Thank you, I really appreciate it so much. I want to thank my partner Gary, who has been so supportive for the last 4 years and has held my hand throughout this trial every day and every other day. I want to thank my mum and all my family and friends. Lastly, I want to thank my daughter Freya, who I'm most grateful for. She has given me so much strength and courage over the last 6 years throughout this nightmare to keep on pushing forward for justice. I want to show Freya and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served. To all the victims of sexual assault, I hope my story is a reminder that no matter how afraid you might be, speak up, you have a voice, and keep on fighting for justice. I know this has impacted not only my life, my daughters, my family and friends tremendously, and it's something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But now that justice has been served, I can now try and move on and look forward to the future with my family and friends and daughter.
Conor McGregor was accompanied to court today for the first time by his fiancée, Dee Devlin. His mother, Margaret, father, Tony and other family members also came to support him during the final stages of the action taken against him by Nikita Hand. The judge told the jury at the end of more than 2 weeks of evidence that one side or the...
Okay guys, before we continue, he only paid equivalent of about $260,000. If that was me, I would take everything from him. Like everything. Like that lady went through a lot and you're just gonna accept the $260,000?
was lying. Nikita Hand told the court she met Conor McGregor on the morning of December the 9th, 2018, after being out all night drinking and taking cocaine at her Christmas party. She said she and her colleague Danielle Keeley thought they were going on to a party with Mr McGregor in the penthouse of the Beacon Hotel in South Dublin. Instead, she told the court, he put her in a chokehold 3 times, then brutally raped and battered her after coming on to her and refusing to take no for an answer. Ms. Hand was left with bruising described by a paramedic as the worst she'd seen in a long time. She had to have a tampon removed in hospital by forceps as it was pushed so far into her. She suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and had to give up work as a hairdresser. But Conor McGregor told the court that Ms. Hand was full of lies. He said they had consensual sex twice and there was no distress from her. He said he did not choke her, there was no tampon, and the bruising on her body did not come from him. James Lawrence said he had consensual sex with Ms. Hand twice after Mr. McGregor and Ms. Keeley left. Ms. Hand said she had no memory of this. Her lawyers said the two men were in cahoots to try to confuse the narrative. Both men pointed to lies Ms. Hand told and to her demeanour in CCTV footage at the hotel before and especially after the alleged incident. In his summing up, Mr. Justice Alexander Owens told the jury they should base their decision on a sound evidential basis and not lazy assumptions or victim blaming. If they found in favour of Ms. Hand, he told them they should award substantial damages, as he said rape was a very serious matter.
Calls to the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre increased significantly during the case against Conor McGregor, which attracted widespread media attention. Its chief executive, Rachel Morrow, said calls increased by 17% in the first 10 days and contact by first-time callers rose by 50% in the same period.
Conor McGregor was described in court as a person you might either like or loathe, but someone you cannot avoid. His celebrity status as a mixed martial arts fighter meant this case was always going to attract the cameras and the crowds. The intense media attention, however, had another effect. Calls to the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre rose significantly.
It's having a really profound effect on the people who use Dublin Rape Crisis Centre services. When we looked at the figures for the first 10 days of the trial, we could see that calls increased by 17% and the number of first-time callers increased by 50%. And this case is being directly referenced by many of those callers who are distressed at the contents that they're reading in the traditional media, but also that they're accessing information that is being pushed at them through social media. So it's a really distressing time for them.
Many of the callers to the Rape Crisis Centre were concerned about the level of detail being reported and the identities of the parties being revealed and what it might mean when they come to navigate the court process. But this case was unlike most others.
There's so many unusual features around this case. One is that it is being tried in the civil courts rather than the criminal courts, and that means that neither the victim nor the accused has any right to anonymity. So we're hearing details that we wouldn't usually hear, and in addition to that, the defendant is an international celebrity, so there's this huge, phenomenal, global interest in the trial.
Another feature of this case was the fact that no criminal prosecution took place when the DPP decided there was no reasonable prospect of a conviction. In a criminal action, the standard of proof is higher. A jury must be satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt before it can convict. Here, at the civil courts, the standard of proof is on the balance of probability. So a jury has to decide if something was more likely to have happened than not. Vivian Traynor, RTE News at the High Court.
Anyone affected by the issues raised in those reports can find helplines on our website, rte.ie/helplines.